All right, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the recap. Michael D'Angelo, joined as always by my partner in crime, Mr. Big D, Daryl Ortiz, and coming off the heels of Saturday night's main event, and it was, I'll call it Saturday night's last lackluster main event.
It was a mid-card event.
Mid-Carter event, very little going on, only 4 matches. The whole thing, the total program time was like an hour and a half. It didn't come out to be very much. Lots of filler, lots of promo pack. The focal point of this was obviously Goldberg's retirement match.
His final match.
There's a lot of people there. They had the Steiners, DDP. So he had all these people that had flown in to see this final retirement match from Goldberg. That was in the main event. But let's run through, Big D, what happened with the rest of this. And for me, it was, gosh, there wasn't a whole heck of a lot to it. The first match was Orton versus Drew McIntyre, which I was looking forward to. I had mentioned this before because I'm like, I love Drew McIntyre. Randy Orton's obviously great. I've been saying forever, they got to really push Drew more. He should be in the world title picture. He should be competing versus doing all these one-off rivalries. And this was disappointing to me for a couple of reasons. So the long and the short of it is McIntyre ended up losing to Orton, which I kind of figured would end up happening. I didn't like the way that they did it. So Orton came out with Jelly Roll. Drew McIntyre came out with Logan Paul. There was, the back and forth outside of the ring between Logan Paul and Jelly Roll getting into a shoving match towards the end. And essentially that distraction allowed Randy Orton to hit an RKO out of nowhere on Drew McIntyre, and he got the pin. But that's basically what the finish was. And then McIntyre ended up hitting a Claymore on Jelly Roll at the end of the match, which should have killed him, which this sets up SummerSlam. I'm like, are we being serious here?
I think that was the plan.
Tag match. Yeah, and that was totally the plan because Jelly Roll was there all weekend. He was there on SmackDown too, so he was there all weekend because they were in Atlanta. And it's now official for SummerSlam: Jelly Roll and Randy Orton versus Drew McIntyre and Logan Paul. Which is, I know they like to do celebrity matches, which is fine, but it would be better if there was 2 real kind of celebrity onlys as the other partners.
Well, because Logan Paul is technically a WWE wrestler. Yeah.
He's a wrestler. Yeah, he's technically a wrestler, and he's not just a YouTube personality. So Jelly Roll's really the odd man out here. And, this kind of goes back to, again, you're kind of miring Drew McIntyre in these rivalries that aren't really going to move him forward at this point. You had him to, take a loss to Orton, and I didn't like the way that was handled. The one thing that made me laugh was, was it Samantha Irvin? Who was the one doing the backstage interview? Who was it?
No, that was
when she's like,
hang on, I can tell you the name here.
I can't remember her name, but when she goes back and she goes, Randy, Jelly, like Jelly is Jelly Roll.
Mr. Roll.
Mr. Roll. And I was like, it's Jelly Roll, or you use his actual birth name. You don't say Jelly. And so
that was funny.
That cracked me up because it was just stupid. But this one was just like, and I thought this had the potential probably to be match of the night, which I guess it was. Like the match itself was fine.
Well,
was
pretty
good.
Yeah, so
go ahead.
I was just gonna say, I like
no, go ahead.
I like the chemistry between Drew McIntyre and Randy Orton. They do phenomenally well in the ring together. Yeah. They have great in-ring chemistry. Yeah. They know each other very well. They complement one another. They're both powerhouses, but they're both kind of stealthy type of thing. So I really enjoy that of them. And I was looking forward to this match. I thought, honestly, this match was going to steal the show just because of the caliber of athletes they are. What kind of hindered it, I agree with you, was the involvement. Now, don't get me wrong. I love Jelly Roll. I absolutely love Jelly Roll. I listen to Jelly Roll as well. He's great. He's a great human being. Him and Bunny are awesome people. And I get what they're doing. I feel like this has been, and it's not his fault. I feel he was just kind of thrown into it. Maybe it was a scheduling thing and he couldn't start helping out until Friday. But I feel like this should have been built up more because I feel like he showed up Friday to do a little mini concert, which I thought was awesome in Nashville. Naturally, that's where you would have him because he's from Nashville. That's great.
Yeah, makes sense.
Then you had Logan Paul do the whole kick your drum set thing and mess up your stuff. And that kind of sparked a thing. And I saw that and I was like, oh, he's going to be in Randy's corner. Sure enough, he's in Randy's corner. I'm like, they're talking back and forth. They're going to have a tag team match. And then at the end, they're like, yep, tag team match at SummerSlam. I'm like, okay, I get it. I saw that coming. Anyone could have seen that coming a mile away. I just wish there was a little more build to it to justify the beef between Logan Paul and Jelly Roll. Because usually when you have something like this, it's like, for example, I'll take you guys back, dating myself here. Karl Malone and Dennis Rodman wrestling in WCW, you had Karl Malone siding with DDP because DDP was anti NWO, and Dennis Rodman was a member, like an inaugural, a member, an honorary member of NWO. It made sense. They don't like each other in the basketball court. They had beefs, they had squabbles,
and
whatever.
Jazz and Bulls, and they were rivals in the finals. So like all of it made a ton of sense.
Exactly.
So totally got it.
That's when celebrity stuff makes sense. Stephen Amell, he's not a wrestler, but he came out in heels, he came out in Arrow, and he still does stuff with AEW here and there because he's trained how to be a wrestler, whatever. And I'm not saying Jelly Roll can't do it. I'm excited to see what Jelly Roll does. I like Jelly Roll, and I'm happy for it. My only gripe, and I want to make this abundantly clear, my only gripe is that there wasn't enough build for it. I just wish there was a little bit more of a build to it so that you can have some sort of better connection or attachment to the stakes of the match. That's it. Yeah. That's really it. Like, well, I mean, I'm cool with the tag team.
It even would have made more sense if you had Austin Theory jump Jelly Roll. Since Jelly Roll chokeslammed Austin Theory at what WrestleMania was it?
Yeah.
It was like, that would have made more sense because that was where they left that was Austin Theory getting chokeslammed by Jelly Roll. So it would have made more sense for him to come in and pay him back since they've deferred that. At least you could get some marks for like long-term storytelling by doing that. They didn't even do that. They just manufactured this really quickly with Logan Paul. So you're absolutely right.
So, I mean, I guess we'll have to see where this goes. I mean, now we have a little bit more of a build with SummerSlam, so we'll just have to see what happens. I mean, I'm just going to keep my fingers crossed and hope for the best. We'll see.
Hope for the best. And then after this was Solo Sikoa against Jimmy Uso, kind of thrown together at the last minute. Of course, Solo retained the U.S. Championship. The match was okay. Lots of interference from Bloodline 2.1 or whatever we're calling them now.
MFTs, my family tree. My family
MFT. Tree. So, and then Jacob came out at the end, like after the match was over, and I was like, why are you, and I was like, the returning Jacob Fatu was like, he was gone for like a week.
Well, he gave Jimmy a little taste of his own medicine, not showing up until the very
end. Until the match was over, and then like kind of slow walking it out there. So he came out for the save, but it was too late. It would have made more sense if he had come down while all the interference was happening to try to maybe help do something to influence the outcome of the match. But he didn't do that. So it continues. Solo's still U.S. champ. Fine. It was fine. It was okay.
I agree.
The big thing from the event, which, and I was still confused by, so LA Knight versus Seth Rollins. This match was really good up until kind of the final minutes of it, where it ended abruptly, as everyone's aware at this point. So Seth was going for, he did a couple of things. He did
it was a leapfrog, right?
Yeah. He did a springboard.
That's right.
It was a springboard moonsault is what he ended up when he did a springboard moonsault, and then he landed on his feet when LA Knight rolled away. And then when he landed, he grabbed his knee and fell to the ground. And it didn't look that bad at the time. He didn't yell out in pain or anything. He just looked concerned. So there was a part of me that was thinking, oh, is he just pretending? Is he going to pretend he has a knee injury and he's going to blindside LA Knight? And then there was the discussion between him and Paul Heyman and the ref.
The doctor came out too.
Yeah, the ref never threw up the X. So I was like, okay, I'm not sure what's happening here. Doctor came out, and then doctor said he was good to go. But as soon as he stood up, you had LA Knight just hit the BFT and pin him. So to me, that says it was a real injury because why would you just bail out?
The ref probably went to go tell LA Knight, hey, just finish
just
it.
End it.
Because Seth probably didn't want to end it that way. Seth wanted to end it on a pin, I bet. He said,
I bet he didn't. He didn't want it to be like with when Liv Morgan had the dislocated shoulder and just had to stop the match and they called it. So he was just like, get to his feet, take the BFT. I'm presuming that Seth was supposed to win. I mean, I could not imagine that LA Knight was going to go over.
Yeah.
So now, and they've shown the video of him afterwards, kind of going, having to be helped out of the arena and the frustration. I mean, I believe that's the same knee he's already had surgically repaired.
Yeah.
He's had a number of
It buckled
knee
a little
issues.
bit when he landed.
Yeah.
In slow motion, once they replayed it, you can kind of see where it buckled on him. Yeah. And it's crazy because your knee is a big part of your body and carrying, distributing your weight, moving it around and stuff. And sometimes it just takes the wrong type of footing when you land. It's unfortunate. We'll see how severe it is. I mean, I hope it's not that bad.
Hopefully not. Yeah. Hopefully it just looked worse than it is, and it's not a big deal. And that's where I think for me, it's first off, we wish him the best of luck on his recovery. Hopefully it all goes well. You never want to see that. Never want to see somebody get hurt. And then it's like, how bad is it? How long is he going to be out? What do you do? He's the Money in the Bank winner. Like if he's going to be out for an extended period of time, do you get creative with the booking now and say you put up his briefcase? I know he's got a year to use it, but I'm wondering if they're going to try something where they say he can pass it to somebody in his crew. Maybe he gives the briefcase to Braun Breaker, or they do like a fatal 4-way ladder match where the winner gets the briefcase. It depends on how long he's going to be out.
Yeah, but to say if it's not going to be that long, I think it would be wise to maybe have him still appear on TV. It kind of reminds me of who did it in the wheelchair with the leg immobilizer. I forget, but still come out on. I think Brian Pillman did it for a while.
Yeah.
I mean, I
just remember Kevin Nash with the fake leg where he stood up.
Yeah, you can. I think in a way, I guess trying to make lemonade out of lemons here. I think if it's not too bad, he's not going to be out for long. You still might want him to make appearances, maybe like in like a wheelchair, but like dress it up for him, and then that could be the cash in opportunity. Like he can just be in the wheelchair watching from the ramp, and then just stand up, and then run in to cash in once he's ready, once he's clear. But
yeah.
I mean, I hope it's not too bad. Yeah,
hopefully it's not too bad. But yeah, it was an odd, abrupt ending. Definitely not the ending that they scripted, and we'll see where it goes from here. But best of luck to him. And then the final match of the night, Gunther versus Goldberg. So this is the one that I was dreading. I was absolutely dreading this match. I was worried so much about, are they going to have be a 3-minute match and Goldberg wins the title and retires, or wins the title and then gets cashed in on? Like, what were they going to do here? I will say this match exceeded my expectations. Probably because my expectations were just absolutely in the toilet. So maybe that's part of it. But I will say this: it went on about 15 minutes. It was longer than I thought it was going to be. Goldberg didn't look as gassed, and I would say this is a testament to Gunther and what a pro he is to work with. And I think Goldberg obviously did everything that he could to get ready, but you're in there at 58 years old. It's really, really difficult to put together a quality match. And I think the style that they wrestled and the style that Gunther wrestles really lent itself to them being able to put together a match. And Gunther did most of the heavy lifting from my perspective. He still managed to sell a jackhammer, which I was a little iffy on when he was ready to drop him. I thought he was going to land on top of his head, but he still hit it. I thought the ending was excellent where Gunther locked in the choke, and then you let Goldberg save face by not tapping out. He just passes out because he's not going to give up.
I think that was a good move.
It was a great move. I think as much as I clowned on this match, and in reality, I don't think it really helps Gunther or moves anything forward for him either, which is kind of a bummer. But this was probably as good an outcome for this match as they could have hoped for, is the way I would look at it.
I agree. This honestly was probably my match of the night, considering everything, just because of the fact that, one, he did go a good distance. I didn't get the exact timing of the match, but it was a good while. This match lasted a while.
Longer than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah, he had all his greatest hits. He did his thing. Goldberg looked great. He did look really good. You had Gage kind of come in too, which was cool to see. Let him kind of get some of the little spotlight there. And at the end of the day, I think the passing out I agree, that was the best call. I think that was, you don't want, because Goldberg's always been booked as a monster, like you couldn't, like unbeatable foe. And I think what better way than to just wear him down and make him pass out. Like, that's it. Gunther can come out of this. I think he can gain a little momentum from it, saying that he was able to defeat Goldberg or whatever. But credit to Gunther. I mean, he is a hell of a worker. He did carry most of the load, not because Goldberg isn't talented, but because, I mean, he had to. That's just how it goes. And in the wrestling world, when the older generation is putting over the younger generation, you want the younger generation to do most of the heavy lifting. Let them handle a lot of the spots there. And he did a great job. I think both men did great. It just, my only thing that annoys me of it is that Goldberg's farewell speech got cut off entirely.
No, I forgot to mention that. I was
because of TV time.
They cut it.
This should have been on a PLE. This really should have been a PLE type thing. So I don't like that they did that to Goldberg, in that he got a farewell match like on a cable network little mini side event that has time restrictions, and he gets cut off. He didn't know. I don't think he knew he got cut off, because he still did his spiel. I know WWE posted some of it, like the post match stuff.
Yeah,
and it still was cut short.
Because I saw like Peacock. Even Peacock had they threw up the little graphic for Atlanta, and then they just showed like a snippet, and then they cut it off. And I was like, wow, that's it. Like you could have at least showed the whole thing on Peacock.
Yeah. Let the rest of it record. But I mean, that's my gripe. My only gripe about it is that it should have been like on a PLE where that they could have just gone over and let him just finish doing his talking, and because it's a big moment. Goldberg officially retired. It's
Yeah, it was a
the end
huge
of an
moment.
era,
And
but
kudos,
good for him.
as much as I clown on Goldberg, he's had a career that most folks could only dream of. And, congratulations to him. And at 50, nearly 60 years old, he looks amazing. He looks amazing for a guy who's about to be 60. So good for him. Wish him the best of luck. He doesn't need it. He's continues to have endeavors that he works on outside of wrestling, so he's going to be just fine. But hopefully this is the proper close for his career, which I think is good as well. Go out on a high note. It was a strong match, and he's done everything.
Yep, I agree 100%. And I think this, as disappointed as I was on the rest of the card, this one kind of made up for him a little bit, and I'm happy with that.
It did. It did. Absolutely. And that was it. That was Saturday night's main event. And then honorable mention from SmackDown is we do have new tag champions. Wyatt Six.
Didn't I say we should do that? Go back to the clips. It's on there. I said it.
It's totally on there. Big D said it, and it came to pass. And I like that they just say it's the Wyatt Six. Is the
they didn't say specifically.
Yeah,
Gacy and Dexter Lumis. They said Wyatt Six.
The Wyatt Six. So please, Freebird Rules, defend those titles.
Yeah, I would love for them to be to get I don't know, to just have DIY come out all arrogant, and then it's like, no, you get Eric Rowan. You get
they can kind of sub in and kind of play well, and that's what would make it fun too, is they have enough members where you can say we're going to really cater to whatever this tag team's weaknesses are. We're going to exploit it by who we put in the lineup and let them have a long title run where they're beating people that way. That would be dope. And
fingers crossed.
I'm sure they fingers crossed. We'll see. I'm sure they'll just stick them all in a fatal 4-way for the titles and have somebody else pin somebody else and go, oh, they lost, but no, they didn't actually get pinned. They'll do some shenanigans, but we'll see. And speaking of shenanigans, we got Evolution tonight.
Yes.
I can only ever think of the faction Evolution when I hear it. I think of that theme song by Motorhead. But we've got Evolution, the all-women's pay-per-view tonight, Big D. So without further ado, we're going to run through predictions, it sounds like, right?
Or just do some quick predictions here, see what we think about it. Yeah. Lots of action on the card, actually. 7 matches. 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, that is a...
Yeah, 7. Which is cool. I like it. So first match, I'm doing them in the order that I think they're going to air, and I could totally be wrong, but we'll see. First up, I have the NXT Women's Championship, JC Jane versus Jordynne Grace. I went with Jordynne Grace. I feel she's been there long enough, building her way up. I think it's her time to take over and win that title from JC.
Agree. It better be Jordynne Grace. When I saw that one, I was like, I've been a big Jordynne Grace fan for a long time, and I think I was stoked when she was in the Rumble 2 years ago, and they let her be in the Rumble, and then again this past year. So it's her time, please, hopefully. But yes, Jordynne Grace.
Then we're gonna have the blow-off match between Jade Cargill and Naomi in a no-holds-barred match with Bianca Belair as a special guest referee. I wanted to take a quick swerve here, and I'm thinking it's going to be Naomi with the help of Bianca Belair. I think Bianca's going to turn heel on Jade Cargill, and because she's never really weighed in fully on everything. She's talked about it, how she doesn't know, she doesn't have her friend, she misses her friend. I think that's the route she's going to go, because I don't feel you could have Naomi lose as Miss Money in the Bank, but I think Jade's too strong. But I think Naomi's going to win with help from Bianca.
Yeah, I think there's something to that. I don't know if it'll be a full-on heel turn. I almost wonder if Jade's going to be accusing Bianca of kind of being dudes with Naomi. Yeah, and they fight, and that causes it. And then she just does a quick count because she's like, oh yeah. That's kind of where I feel like it might go, but I think the outcome's still the same. I think Naomi wins. I think Bianca is the influence to it since she's the guest referee.
Because she just got thrown into it last night. Yeah, she just got thrown into it last night because they started brawling, and when they're like, "Who's randomly strategically placed here?" And it's
I know, oh look, we got to tease tomorrow's Evolution match. I put that in my notes. Where I was like, "Here's the teaser. There's the brawl between Jade and Naomi, and then Bianca all of a sudden was back to be the guest referee." So, but yeah, I think the outcome's going to be the same.
So this next one's going to be kind of hard. So we're going to go a different route here. Battle Royal for a women's title match in Clash at Paris, or at Clash in Paris. Lots of stuff going on here. I know it's going to be hard to predict the winner because the women's division in WWE through NXT and WWE is so stacked. It's hard to tell. I feel there's going to be a lot of great spots. I feel there's going to be a lot of surprises. I know Nikki Bella is going to be in there, which something tells me she might win it. But I would say we can go one of two routes. If you want to predict a winner, and then if you want to try and predict a surprise entrant. So while you're marinating on that,
Yeah, I'm gonna.
I'm thinking Nikki's gonna win, and then surprise entrant is gonna be Paige. Paige's contract just ended with AEW.
I don't know, because I know she's talking about she wants to go back to WWE and that she's ready for a WWE return. I feel like that's too good to be true.
I was going to say AJ, but that's also too good to be true.
Yeah. No, I think I'll say no. I'm going to go AJ. I'm going to go AJ is going to be the surprise entrant. That's mine, because I think they've teased her so many times.
They have.
Everyone's not thinking that she's going to ever come back, so she really would be a surprise. Runner up, Nikki. I think this is where they're going to have some symmetry with what they did with John Cena at the Rumble. Is that Nikki will be the runner up, just like John Cena was the runner up at the Rumble.
I see.
So I think
who's going to throw her?
And she will get thrown over by who's in the who's the top one? I know Nia Jax is in there. Who else is in there? Like who's on the picture?
You also have. Let me see the picture here. Actually, there's no picture. There's no picture
because I saw a graphics card last night where they had like a bunch of it. I remember seeing Nia Jax's face on there. So you're not going to have Tiffany Stratton obviously because she's already a champion. Right. You're not going to have Becky, Bayley, or Lyra because they're all in the IC title match. I'm trying to think of who's not going to be there.
Who won't be there? I can tell you right now. Let me see here. So we have
Charlotte's not going to be there. Alexa Bliss is not going to be there because they're both in the tag match with the other women's tag teams.
You also, let's see here. Let's go to. Sorry, I'm just scrolling through here.
Well, because I'm also trying to go with predictability with WWE. They're going to go with
don't forget
established name because the winner gets a SummerSlam match, right?
No, Clash in Paris.
Clash in Paris. Okay,
so for a women's title. Yeah.
For a women's title. Yeah.
We have Ariana Grace. No, I don't think she will. B-Fab still. We also have let's see here. Candice LeRae could very much be in there.
I think
Chelsea Green is probably a good front runner. Yeah, she was already U.S. champion.
And yeah, at this point,
and she has the secret Hervis.
Yeah, she got the secret Hervis.
Chelsea
Green probably should get it because she's so over with the fans right now.
Ivy Nile.
Ivy's not going to get it. Ivy would only get it to lose to somebody. I'm gonna go Chelsea Green. Chelsea Green, I think Chelsea Green eliminates Nikki Bella at the end. It's down to those two.
Yeah, because I'm still scrolling down. I mean, you got like Lash Legend. She'll probably have some good spots. Lola Vice.
Part of me wants to go Nia Jax because I feel like they're so redundant with some of these things that they'll have.
Maurice could make a return. Maxine Dupree, Michin, Natalia.
Yeah, those are all people that get eliminated.
I wonder if Nikki Cross would be in it.
Nikki Cross should win. They need to start like
she's a great wrestler. I don't understand why they don't push her. Like she's actually a really good
they need the Wyatt Six like the Judgment Day where they have all the gold. So they need to start getting like women's titles on women's title on Nikki's Cross. They need to start grabbing some of the singles titles. So
yeah,
but yeah, I will go with. I want to say Nia Jax, but I'm going to go Chelsea Green wins.
Cool. All right. After that, we have a fatal four-way for the women's tag team match. You have Raquel and Roxanne defending against Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss, Kabuki Warriors, and So Ruka and Zarya. So you have a pretty stacked card there. I'll let you go first on this one.
I'm going to say Judgment Day retains. And this is where they've been building it so much to make it seem like it's going to be Alexa and Charlotte that win. Mm-hmm. But I feel like in order to advance the story of people forgetting about Liv Morgan, and like if on the first title defense to see if they're worthy, they lose, then that doesn't really help.
Yeah.
So I'm going to say Judgment Day retains.
No, I agree with that. I had that down as well because it's let's make sure I typed it right. Judgment Day. Yeah. Okay. Because as much as I think they're going to do Alexa Bliss and Charlotte, I think they still have a ways to go to build that team up.
Yeah.
They've had some good moments together, which I think it's helped Charlotte more than it's helped Alexa. But yeah, I think they're going to find a way to retain just so that they can further the storyline of like Roxanne taking over and Liv's absence.
Yeah, and I'm stoked to have the Kabuki Warriors back together. By the way,
But
I just want to
yes,
say
it's
that.
going to be so much fun.
Yeah,
I'm excited for that one. All right. After that, we're going to have back up. There we go. Tiffany Stratton versus Trish Stratus.
obviously, Trish ain't winning the title here. There's no way. This is the Goldberg match for. I don't know if I don't think Tiffy's gonna like choke Trish out where she passes out, but this for me is the women's equivalent of that. So
Yeah, I could see that. I was going to say Tiffany Stratus retain, but I feel we're going to see a cash in here.
you're gonna see the cash in
I
with
think so.
Naomi,
I think so. Because
like a successful cash in or just an
Yeah,
attempted cash in. Oh
no,
man,
successful. I think Naomi's going to leave champion because she's going to come off the heat already of beating Jade, and she's going to take that title. I'm pretty sure that's what's going to happen.
is she gonna take it off of Tiffany, or is she gonna take it
Tiffany.
off? Or I was like, or is Trish gonna win it? She's gonna take it off of Trish.
I don't think she'll let Trish. I don't think they'll let Trish win it. It would be interesting.
You never know. If they let her have like a 5-minute title reign like Drew McIntyre. You never know.
So they're gonna have her win, and she's gonna be like, "Oh yes," and then get annihilated by Naomi.
Exactly. Actually, that would probably be better. If you're gonna do that and just throw it on Trish Stratus, she's not gonna hang around and defend it. It's like, why not just have her do a cash in immediately? And then she's added one more title reign to her resume.
I could see that. But we'll see. That's what I think. I just think. After that, though, we're going to have the Women's Intercontinental Triple Threat match between Becky Lynch, Bayley, and Lyra Valkyria. Who do you got?
Becky retains.
I'm going Bayley.
I think at this point it's too early. I think they moved that title around too much, too quickly. So I think Becky will retain, especially in the triple threat format.
I feel like Bayley's going to win. I hope so. I think I'm just letting the fan in me, try and like guess.
I'm trying to let the realist in me just come out and go, this is how they're going to book it. Versus, wouldn't it be cool if? Because I've got myself in lots of trouble with wouldn't it be cool if?
Yeah, I would like to see Bayley win, but I mean, we'll see. I don't think Lyra's. I think we both agree Lyra's not.
Yeah, Lyra's not going to pick it back up.
Yeah. After that should be the main event in my book, because this is probably going to be. I feel this has high hopes of being the match of the night, and it's the Women's World Championship: Io Sky versus Rhea Ripley.
Yeah, and it is. I think they announced it yesterday as the main event. That's what Michael Cole said.
So, what are you going to go with?
Gosh, it's at Evolution, which is the women's pay-per-view. Mm-hmm. So it's like the biggest event for women. Mm-hmm. I think Rhea Ripley wins. I do, and I think it's too early. It's too early to take it off of Io. Like they haven't really given her a good title run with this one.
Yeah,
but I just don't see.
I feel they've been harping too much on the Rhea's never beaten Io. Rhea, how does it feel to never beaten Io? Io, how do you feel that Rhea's never beaten you? I keep saying that. I'm like, Rhea's gonna win.
They're really making sure, like, hey, she's due a win here.
We should keep a counter how many times Michael Cole mentions that Io has never lost to Rhea Ripley.
That's true.
He's like, did you know the edge of the ring is the hardest part of the ring, and Io's never lost to Rhea?
Also, both indisputable facts.
But yeah, I feel like they're going to give it to Rhea. It's a shame because I do like Io Sky a lot. I think she's great. It's just, to be honest, I feel like Rhea's just like really, really over. And I think that's what speaks when people talk about how come wrestlers don't get pushed. They need to be extremely over. Look what it took for Karrion Kross to finally get some shine.
Breakthrough.
Yeah, but I think I feel Io's owed. I think Io's had a good title run so far, but I wish it was going to be a little bit longer. But something in my gut tells me they're going to have Rhea pull this one off.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's going to happen, and it's going to be the culmination of the evening. So
God, unless this is the cash,
could be. It could absolutely be the cash in.
Imagine Rhea has Io pinned. The cash in happens. They give her the Drew McIntyre treatment. They give her the Drew McIntyre treatment, the 3-minute title defense.
Although I don't know that Naomi's like that kind of a threat to Rhea, unless Rhea just gets absolutely trashed in this match.
If they do that, then Rhea's gonna it's gonna be a failed cash in because Rhea would just destroy her. So
yeah, I don't know. We'll see. I'm hoping they hold on to the cash in. They don't do it tonight. I'm really.
I think it's like a SummerSlam thing. I feel like the cash in should be like a SummerSlam thing.
I feel like you should do it at SummerSlam. You should do it at Survivor Series, or you should do it at WrestleMania. Like it needs to be like a big event.
Yeah, I agree. But that's what we have on the card. It's a stacked card. It's going to be, honestly, I feel this is going to be a really good show. I'm excited for it because we said time and time again, WWE has hands down the best women's division in all of professional wrestling, and this proves it. They have a 7-match women's only pay-per-view with a battle royal.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, they've got the best women's division. Hey, they still haven't signed one of the best women's wrestlers out there, Persephone. We're talking about you, but your time's coming, Persephone. It's gonna happen.
Okay, I'm gonna throw this out here because I just thought of this right now. How I don't think this was gonna happen, but how cool would it be now that they have the partnership with TNA? If the buzzer goes off for the battle royal and it's Santina and he's like in full drag, but he's not
that
wrestling.
Would be great.
He's not wrestling. He's introducing his daughter for her debut in WWE. That would be so cool.
And we might get the Iconics today, right?
In the Iconics might, yep.
Because they're over in TNA too. Which I loved what they did in WWE. I was bummed.
They were so good.
It didn't make a lot of sense to me that they cut them when they did. So
I think
that
Vince
would be
didn't
nice if we saw them again.
I think Vince didn't get the shtick behind it. Like he didn't get the goofiness of it.
Well, and the Iconics were the first ever WWE Women's Tag Champions, right?
They were. You're right.
I would say they were the first. So it would be cool if we got to see them again tonight too. Maybe we will. We'll see.
I'm excited for it. I really am. Yeah. We'll have to check it out, see what happens, and then y'all will have to wait till next week for us to talk about it.
Yeah, we'll talk about all the fallout that happened from Evolution, and then from Monday night, and from the fallout after that from Monday Night Raw and Friday Night SmackDown. But that's what we got this week, everybody. We appreciate you tuning in. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, all that good stuff. Leave us your comments. If you want to talk about wrestling or anything else, we're always happy to chat, and we appreciate the support as always. So until next week, I've been Michael D'Angelo. He's been Big D Daryl Ortiz. Have a great week, everyone.